Blip, blip, blip. Hello, Banui. Greetings, twin. How are you doing today? On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing, be honest. I don't know why I'm super tired today. Well, I kinda do know why. Sleep deprivation will do that to you. Shockingly. Do do do. Hoop. Alright, Vane. I suppose so. Who is this? What? Hello, Banui. Hello, Vane. Hello. Amr. Amr. Hello, twin. Hello, Midnight Winds. I'm not sure who this is. I'm not quite sure. Hello, Mason4615. Anti-depression maxing due to femboy deflation in the economy. That's a brand new sentence, by the way. Hello, Fat Seal. Hello, Buggy. Greetings, greetings. Hello, Michael. I remembered your name. Are you proud of me? Hi. Hello, Kiwi. Okay. Hello, Gonku. Kiwi, in terms of Mim? Oh, in terms of MLM, sleep deprivation makes you either depressed or a megalomaniac with a god complex. Pretty much, sounds about right. Do you enjoy MLM more when it means men loving men or multi-level marketing or both? Well, I don't know what multi-level marketing is, so I can't really speak on that. Silence Foyd. Hello, raw dogging grandma. My day's a 10 out of 10. I've been playing Minecraft with Retro all day. That sounds lit. That sounds awesome. My favorite cute femboy. I appreciate the kind words, I think. We're back to daily armor. Okay, bro. It wouldn't be a Kiwi Draws stream without the daily armor. Increase of the femboy population. I don't know what you're talking about, Mason, but I'm kind of fucking with it. I'm a little confused, but I like your energy. Hi, lol. 5 stream streak based. Not gonna lie, I'm really happy you remembered my name. Thank you. No worries, Michael. See, my memory actually sucks ass. Like, it's crazy how bad my memory is. But for some reason, I tend to do okay with remembering people and names in chat. I don't know why. It's like some divine gift. Because in every single other area, my memory is terrible. In school, I actually have to study flashcards for like 20 hours before even a semblance of remembrance. Why was that a bar? Okay. Is it just me or does the mic sound different? Oh no. Oh good heavens. What happened? It should be the same. Does it sound off? Hello, Kira. Kira. Kira KM, greetings, twin. How are we all doing today on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing? Be honest. You gotta answer me. I don't think I've seen anybody answer except Buggy. Cough it up, cough it up. 7? That's pretty good, that's pretty good. Amr. Guys, does my mic sound different? It shouldn't. Nothing's changed, I don't think. 6, 5, 2 first-time chatters in a row. Hello, guys, welcome. I suppose it could be worse, but I hope those numbers improve. Gratius? Is that how I say your name, twin? And Void. I hope those numbers improve. Parasocial relationship speedrun. This will be great for the parasocial relationship. The Cherry Femboys were at the gig 2 times a week simultaneously. What are we talking about? Every time I get sad, I look at my girlfriend and get happy again. That's so wholesome, Freak T-Girl. Freak T-Girl, how are you doing, twin? Sounds like suppression is off? I don't know, can't differentiate. You're doing an 8? Manu, that's good. 10, top tier day, that's awesome, Mason. Mike sounds normal, Mike sounds fine to me. Okay, that's lovely. Lovely news. Midnight, you're doing a 6. Could be better. I hope that number improves. I'm doing like a 3, so EP. I'm sorry to hear that, Banui. Maybe my beautiful voice can calm you into a sleepy state. 8 out of 10, but I have an exam in a few hours. Good luck, Vane. Good luck with that. Michael, you're doing a 7. Why did bro pre-fire me? It's because there was someone in the YouTube chat named Kira. I think it'd be Gracchus. Oh, I think you're right. Pinty, you're doing a 6. I hope that number improves. Mike is fine, in my opinion. What? Oh, like the microphone. I thought you meant like somebody named Mike. Best of luck, twin. Hell yeah. Hello, Jasmine. What flag is that? Very cool looking emojis. Oh, and they say Jasmine. Is that you? That's so cool. Twin, how are you doing today? I meant Mike. Oh, okay. I'm doing 6. Gay Fieri. Hello, twin. A friend of mine, who is also my ex, canceled gaming with the friend group because she had a last minute thing, which sucks, but I'm okay. It's fine and I don't really care. Your ex. Whoa, this is very complicated. Did you know that it's really common with autistic people to be greatly distressed by last minute change? So something like that, where you have gaming planned with a group of people, and at the last second somebody says, oh guys, we gotta call it off, I can't do it right now. That would probably be very distressing to the average autistic person. Not everyone, but it's a common occurrence. Who up not watching basketball? Me! I don't watch sports. Why am I getting ads for Gush Protect? I don't know what that is, Void. There are 3 people named Void in here. Wait, there's Void Drift, Static Void, and H2 Void. I'm chillin', big dog. I'm gonna play Slay the Spire with my girlfriend. That sounds awesome, freak. I guess it's just my headphones? Okay. Alright. Where is Kira? I need my lol cow. Non-binary? Oh, that's cool, Jasmine. That's cool. I melted down last week because of last-minute plan changes with my girlfriend. Yeah, that is not uncommon with autistic people. I certainly feel it in my own behavior, in my own experience. If something changes last minute, terrible, terrible. If I have plans for the day, and my method of transportation that I was relying on suddenly gets messed up, and I can no longer utilize it, instead of trying to look for an alternate pathway or some other solution, like a normal person would do, at first I just freak out and get really upset. I'm trying to work on it, because it is really healthy, even when faced with change and discomfort, to, rather than just curl up and die, to look for alternate solutions. But especially being autistic, it's really hard to do so. Let's go, you talking about psychology. Hell yeah, twin. Hell yeah. Kiwi, are you aware of the LARP variants of YouTubers, such as LARPaplier? I would be warned of LARPWE appearing in stream. Okay. We are the Void. I forgot to change my username I made in, like, middle school. Fun fact, my username on Minecraft is Hey Kids. Hey Kids. It was an inside joke that I had with my friends in middle school. And it wasn't as creepy when I was a middle schooler that just thought it was funny to say, hey kids. And now I'm 20 years old and my name is Hey Kids. And it costs $10 to change it. I don't think there could possibly be a worse old username than Hey Kids. We're going into the void soon. Happy Pride, Henry. Hell yeah. Hello, Cherry Rose. Welcome in. How are you doing on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing. Be honest. You use big words. Thank you, Henry. Wrap it up, gang. Okay. I get so frustrated when a scheduled hangout gets canceled last minute. True! See, I hate that. I hate that. To be fair, I don't really talk to people in real life, so I don't have a lot of hangouts that are getting canceled, but I get it. Like, plans in general, getting canceled last minute? Thank you for the follow, H2 Void. This YouTube LARP trend is goated. What is that? What is the YouTube LARP trend? I really hate it when someone's demands are hypocritical or changed out of nowhere for no reason. Oh, speaking of hypocrisy, another very common occurrence with autistic people is their sense of justice. Now, some people will hear that and think, oh, it means that autistic people are really passionate about delivering justice and providing what is good and making sure that everything is good and wholesome and morally right. But the problem is that one person's sense of justice is not going to be the same as another person's sense of justice. And sometimes, for example, in disagreements with a friend, with a partner, with a family member. I just read a crazy comment. I got called a porn star today by a peer of my age. I'm sorry to hear that, Cherry. What the hell? I hope that number improves, Twin. That's what? I'm sorry, Twin. What was I talking about? Somebody remind me what I was just talking about. Hey kids is crazy. Oh, crap. Sam O'Nella. Sam O'Nella. Imagine a world where we all had to use our first handles as our names IRL. Oh, Jesus Christ. No. Banui is going to be lurking in the chat today. Ask about Banui every now and then to make sure I'm doing good. Alright, Banui, I hope you sleep well, Twin. What was I just talking about? Something about autism. What was it? First it was the change in plans. Oh, then it was the sense of justice, that's right. So, at least in my own experience, I've noticed that I often feel very strongly about, like, this person wronged me. That wasn't okay. Greetings, Vortex. Thank you for the follow, Void Drift. 2 voids in a row, by the way. Abyss Vortex. Hello, Twin. Hypocrisy. Justice. Yeah, so this is common with some autistic people. Again, not all, and also I'm not a professional. We avoiding it. But yeah, sense of justice. But it is a rather prevalent pattern of autistic people feeling very strongly about what they think is right. Again, that doesn't just mean they're passionate about what's morally good. Everyone can agree this is a good thing and they're going to fight for it. No. The problem is that people have different senses of justice. And at least in my experience, that can look like me overlooking where I have done things that are wrong. Kiwi dance. Me overlooking my own failures and me hyperfixating on the failures of others, treating arguments like a game of chess where I'm just constantly analyzing for where they did something wrong or where they wronged me. Because of that sense of justice, I feel so strongly about it. It's like, I can't apologize because they did this thing and they haven't rectified it yet, and so it's not okay, it's not right, and I can't apologize or do anything until this happens because this is not right. You know what I'm talking about? So, sense of justice is often interpreted, I wouldn't say often, it can be interpreted as a good thing, but in my opinion, oftentimes it's actually a bad thing because it can lead you to be stubborn and narrow-minded, at least in my experience. Again, I'm just speaking from experience. But for me, my sense of justice leads me to just go really, really, really hard on, you did this wrong, this isn't okay. And then I just overlook my own actions. You know, that feeling of self-righteousness. Like, oh, yeah, no, I'm fine, but this person, they did this wrong. Yeah. Shout out sense of justice. Minecraft player called Hey Kids checks out. Oh, God. I was going to become LARPWE, but unfortunately I cannot change my profile for 60 days, and I do not want to be LARPWE for 2 months. Hello, Khalid. Khalid. Hello, Twin. We voiding it. Sense of justice. No, you don't want to sleep? If you sleep, the whole day will be ruined. Really? Okay, Twin. Okay. Where is Kibi? I took Kibi down for this important discussion. I like how you noticed. OMG, yes, I do this. I feel like autistic people are slightly self-centered in my experience. I don't know enough to speak about that, but I do know that autistic people, they express empathy in different ways, and sometimes I believe they can struggle with empathy. That doesn't mean that autistic people are sociopaths or they're just apathetic, but oftentimes it looks different, and I think oftentimes it's harder for autistic people to empathize. At least in my experience. Again, I'm going to keep LARPing on this in my experience because I don't want to make any generalized statements. I often struggle with empathizing. It doesn't really come naturally, oftentimes. So what I'll do is manually empathize. Like, I sit down and I force myself to go through an experience in my head as the other person. I call it manual empathizing because I literally have to sit down and force myself to do it. Where somebody else might just feel like, oh, yeah, I wronged this person, and that's unfortunate, so I should comfort them, and blah, 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 blah. I might fail to see how their feelings would get hurt, and I'm failing to achieve that level of empathy, so I sit down with myself, and I force myself to go through it from their perspective to get that empathy that I just struggle to achieve automatically. Again, it's not that autistic people are apathetic, just I believe sometimes they struggle with properly empathizing in ways that other people would, and it can also appear differently. Not that they are incapable of empathy or anything. Yeah, I get that, Midnight. I had a falling out with one of my best friends because we were both being stubborn like that. See, I get that. I totally get that. Anyway, the LARPtube trend is people who look similar to YouTubers naming themselves said YouTuber's name but with LARP in it, and also make content similar to that YouTuber's early content. We also got LARPceptical and LARP TDM. Alright. I'm still undiagnosed, but I'm like 80% sure. That's valid, Gay Fieri. Research is your friend, and also self-diagnosis is valid. LARP theory and LARP critical. Hello, Kyra, how do I say your name, twin? Kyra Khan? I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Your name. Hello. Hello, Anomalocaris. Greetings. I keep butchering names, I'm sorry. Dear girl Riley, twin, thank you for unfollowing me and refollowing me. I like how you do that before you even say hi. Twin, how are you doing today on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing, be honest. Sense of justice can sometimes... Retro, thank you for unfollowing me and refollowing. Sense of justice can sometimes ruin your position in an argument. I feel like that sometimes. Recognizing your own actions and realizing that sometimes you were wrong/wronged, thinking about what you do next is the wisest. Very true, Benui. Thank you, Gonku, for unfollowing me and refollowing. I appreciate it. Hello, Racco. So one thing that I have learned in recent times is one of the most valuable things you can do in a healthy relationship. Of course, in any case of abuse, this does not apply at all. But in a healthy relationship, one of the strongest and healthiest things you can do is set aside your own self-righteousness and your own sense of justice. Set aside looking for where you've been wronged and trying to change the other person. And just being... Thank you, Ali. Just being forgiving. Looking for reasons to be kind to the other person and forgive. Hello, Juica Mouse Girl. Greetings, twin. There are a few things that are... Okay, mic quality changed. What are we talking about? Is it actually different? Benui said the same thing. Hello, Static Void. Did you know that there are 2 other voids in the chat? Rilo Ken, thank you for the follow. It's different than normal. Is it bad? Is it okay? Just sounds like noise suppression is off. What? Edit filters. Noise suppression. It's not off. How about this? Is this better? Sounds like it's prioritizing webcam mic? Sounds like old streams? No. No, 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 no. No, 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 this is unacceptable. Wait, let me do something crazy. I'm gonna set it, because I think maybe it switched mics. I'm gonna set it. Okay, cursed, okay. Then go back. Maybe that would reset it, potentially. Let's play Spot the Audio Engineer. No one believed me. Is it better now? Oh my. Alright, we're going back in, Sounds like there's a washing machine in the background. I wish I could hear myself. I've had this problem before, it's so fucking annoying. Expander, compressor, gain. Still the same, maybe even worse. Alright. What the fuck? Is it? Sounds like your voice is being recorded on a cheap Android phone. Is it in here? I can see that it's way higher than usual. Maybe. Wait, does that fix it? Wait. Do I sound better? Yes? Oh my gosh. You're not gonna believe this. You're not gonna believe this. You know what I think the problem was? You're not gonna believe this. I had this covering up my mic. Oh my goodness. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, my mic has this blue light. to indicate that it's unmuted. And at night, because I sleep right here, literally 2 feet away from it, I'm in my bedroom. So I cover it up with this so that the blue light isn't just shining all over my room, and I forgot to take it off. So next time, if my mic quality is shit, somebody just tell me to take this off, alright? Because that is gonna be the reason. Okay. Kiwi LARPs. And then the empathy hits you harder than it should because now it's a personal experience for you. That's very true, Void Drift. Hello, Funjo Bunjo. How are you doing, twin? La la, la la la. I'm doing spring cleaning before I move. Oh, that sounds lovely, dear girl. That sounds truly lovely. Wait, where are you moving? Wait, hold on. Not in like a doxing way. Only if you're comfortable sharing. Average Kiwi blunder. Okay. I don't even know. I got this in some sort of packaging. I think this held one of my webcams. It's a bag, but I don't put my mic in it. I just balance it precariously like this. If I'm the mic, this is what I do to it. How tall are you? I'm 5'9". You use voice meter? No. Looks like a sock, I don't know. What's voice meter? Yeah, webcam is off. What? I just found out my girl goes by he, they. Why? What? I either feel zero empathy or too much, like it's, as said before, a personal experience. That makes a ton of sense, Mouse Girl. I get it. W Minecraft shirt? Thank you! Do we like the shirt? Fit check of the day. Be honest, do you like it? Be honest. Yes, please mute. You can mute, by the way. Alright. Hello, Band Axolotl. What do you mean you can mute? Alright, bro. Mic sounds so much better. Some peace, finally. Better stream now. I can finally hear myself think. And you unmuted. Okay. Much, much better. Alright. Alright. You can mute, by the way. Just like out of nowhere. That was unprompted, by the way. That was completely unprompted. You can mute, by the way. Alright. Hello, Ali. Pre-recorded stream. I'm moving to a new house 10 minutes away. Good luck with that, Riley. Audio software, and I forgot to ask, how are you streamer? Mist, I'm doing lovely today. How are you, twin? Epic Sigma male has followed me twice in the last 5 minutes. Okay. I'll talk about my day. Mist, how are you doing? Wait, Kiwi, you're as tall as H-Sit. What is that? What is H-Sit? Damn, your mic sounds bad again. Maybe try muting? Okay. Alright. Hello, Emo Ducker. This is the most sense Kiwi has made since January. Okay. I regret following you. Kiwi is an AI, isn't she? Hello, Calmano. Thank you for the heart in chat. Did you know that you can spam emotes and then it'll show up right here? Did you know that? We have an emote wall. Thoughts on people being diagnosed and or misdiagnosed with BPD before autism? I have heard about that, and I know that it's much more common with women trying to get diagnosed, but I don't know enough about it. I haven't done any research on it. I've just heard it a couple times. But I definitely know what you're talking about, Pinty. And that's part of the problem, because there's not enough research on autism, especially in minorities. So it leads to, oftentimes, minorities getting misdiagnosed with BPD when they have autism. Again, I haven't done enough research on that specific topic. Oh my goodness! Holy moly! I love when somebody sends like all of the emotes and then it just explodes in the corner. Dopamine. La 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 la. Wait, who won the banner contest? It's still going. By the way, if you're in the Discord, make sure to vote in the Reddit banner contest. Alright? Make sure to vote. Yes, we have a Reddit if you didn't know. Oh, I turned it down, by the way. Who is telling me to turn it down? I turned down the volume of Dev Esoteric. Holy moly. See, isn't it so cool? Let me know if that volume was okay. Okay? Because I turned down the volume. Why is she talking? Wow, look at that. You finally did something, Uncle. Okay. Absolutely voted. Of course, based. Look at that. And the pride hearts. Holy based. Holy based. Wow, Kiwi finally remembered something. We're proud of you. Alright. Needed higher volume. My ears want to bleed. Want my ears to bleed. Okay. Thank you for the follow, Anomalocaris. Someone in the YouTube chat said, I eated a burger. Wait, that's so based. Hi, Sigma. I finally caught your stream. Hello, Thor. Greetings. There's a whole ecosystem in this chat. I was diagnosed only with autism, but I turned out to have autism and ADHD. That is a very common occurrence, Ken. That is a very common occurrence. Oftentimes, autism and ADHD will coexist. You didn't see my message, but even though the follow is free, I genuinely feel scammed and I want a refund immediately. Let me speak to your manager, Dev. Okay. Dev is not my manager, by the way. He is my cat girl. I mean, he does help me out with management, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, he's my cat girl, not my manager. Your hair, so creative. Thank you, Calmano. I keep getting questions of how I do my hair, like, oh, your hair is so cool, or oh, it looks so weird. How do you do that? I literally just take a clip and clip it up. That's literally all I do. I am so lazy, you have no idea. Or, I wouldn't call it lazy, I would call it mindful with the way that I spend my time. I'm mindful. Think smarter, not harder. Why would I put in the effort of doing my hair every day when I could just really quickly brush it and then clip it up? I want a cat girl too. Share girl. Okay. The one you wanted to impregnate? Yes, that one. Correct. You should turn the gain all the way up. I would do that sometime just to troll, but I'm not going to do that now. That would actually scare and terrify and probably kill like half the people in this stream. I know sometimes I put, not streams, but I put on long videos in the background when I'm working on something. If I put on a stream, just to be some background noise, and suddenly I hear their mic at 1,000,000,000% gain, I would exit my body. My soul would just ascend. Free Dev. Dev is such a cute cat manager girl. Okay. So does Dev belong to you or you belong to Dev? Nobody's belonging to anybody. Did you know that we're both human beings? Hair goals for real, yes. Thank you, Emo Ducker, I appreciate it. I feel like my autism and ADHD actively conflict with each other most of the time, though. That's actually a very real phenomenon. It's quite interesting. For example, autism, oftentimes you want structure, you want predictability, you want to understand everything. I like structure to my day. I like getting coffee, going to the library, or going to the gym and going on a run. Not both, I can't do both. Has to be one or the other. And then the coffee has to come after that. It's like very structured. Then I come home, then I stream. I need structure. But simultaneously, having ADHD makes you impulsive. So how does that work? You want structure, you want predictability, but you also are impulsive sometimes because of ADHD. So you're impulsive, but also structured. And you want predictability, but sometimes you're unpredictable. Like, it's very true. Very true. I now know how to do a Kiwi cosplay. True, true, that's so true. Get a nose ring, clip your hair up, and that's about it. Kiwi, what is your favorite coding language at the moment? It is Python. At the library today, I picked up a book on Python, and I was just flipping through it, and it made me smile. I miss Python. I miss it. It was so awesome. So that's a good question, Rocco. Python is like English for me. I should really read the chat. Free dev. Do it, put the stream on 10 billion% gain. Okay. LARP. Bro thinks it's a human being. Okay. Depending on your OS, you can use different softwares to make gain go even higher than you can normally put it. I literally turned my gain up to 500% once. What's the worst coding language? I am not one to speak. Also, worst is really interesting because is it the hardest? Is it the least practical? Is it the one that I like the least? I could argue that brainfuck is the worst language, but I love it because it's really funny and it's really silly. You know what I'm talking about? I could argue that assembly is the worst because it's really hard, but it's also very intriguing and interesting. Can we get back on topic? I'm actually interested. That's a good point, Mouse Girl. In these streams, I tend to have a general idea of what I want to talk about, and then I just get... turn up your gain. Good night, Amr. Goodbye. Alright. You might be better asking somewhere other than a Twitch channel full of shitposting trans people. True. Okay, I need to read. Organized chaos. I heard you just have to make peace with yourself on the fact that any structure will work for only so long until your ADHD becomes bored of it. One thing that I do, Void Drift, having ADHD and autism, is I have a structure, I have a routine, but I build into my structure a time for impulsivity. What I do is the first 2 to 3 hours of my day are free time. I wake up, I make my breakfast, and then I can go to the gym, I can go on a run, I can do both because that's in the same area, or I could go to the library, or if I was feeling really extravagant, I could go and travel, go somewhere else. So I leave a couple hours. It's still in a structure, it's still predictable, I'm gonna do this at this time, but built into my structure is a block of time for impulsivity. And then I come home, and usually that's like my content time once I come home from that. Usually that's gonna be maybe filming a video and then streaming. Today, I'm not filming anything, I'm just streaming. Yesterday, I didn't stream, I just filmed videos. So I have this block of time where the category is set in stone. That's not impulsive, but what I actually do in that category is impulsive. If I don't feel like streaming, I won't. If I wake up feeling like shit and I'm just really tired, I'm gonna make that change. But it's still built into my schedule. I'm still probably gonna film or something. However, I'm able to work with my impulsivity. Does that make sense? Get straw and slurps you up into my belly. Is this the message of all time? Thank you for the follow, Zach Silly. What's the worst coding language? Kiwi, I swear your finger bends to the side when you raise it. It kinda does. Thank you for the follow, Perp JRVR. It kinda does. Yeah, you're right. Crazy. Did anybody else do this with their finger right now and look at it? Be honest. La 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 la. Least practical? I'm not qualified to speak on that. If Dev was here, he would know the answer. How is Kiwi reading chat? I thought she couldn't read. Slut. Oh, it got held because you accidentally said slutpable instead of slurpable. I'll allow it. There you go. The top part of your hair that you move slightly to the left is triggering my OCD. My own hair annoys me sometimes. How's that? Embrace it, their pronouns shouldn't matter. Retro-based? Holy based. Everyone's fingers do weird things sometimes. Alright, that sounds weird out of context. At Dev. Oh, I can read this. Kiwi, do you play Genshin Impact? No, I do not. Rubashka, my Minecraft etta LARP. Okay, bro. Minecraft and LARP. Yeah, I can recognize those two words. Okay. Minecraft etta LARP. Alright, Ali, what are you saying? What is rubashka? What? Depression? I know what causes depression. War thunder. Alright, Zach. Alright, buddy, if that's what you want to believe, that's okay. Good night, twin. I hope you sleep well. Oh, but I actually learned about what causes depression today. Not like... It's not as black and white as people think it is. I'll talk about that. That's what I actually wanted to talk about. I said your Minecraft shirt is LARP. Alright, bro. Oh, that's shirt? Rubashka is shirt? Interesting. Interesting. Thank you for the follow, Kamano. Yippee, OCD resolved. That's good. That's good. Google Translate type shit. I think Ali is fluent in Russian, actually. I don't think he used Google Translate. Anyway, so what I actually wanted to talk about today was the cause of depression. What about the kind of depression that builds up slowly, like unrelenting, light snow, more and more every day until you break? I don't know if that's a specific type of depression. Hello, Friendly Leaf. What I learned about today was a broader view, a more... What's the word? Uncommon view of the cause behind depression. Because oftentimes, you'll hear people say that depression is caused by a chemical imbalance. And to some degree, that's true. To some degree, it is. It's caused by a chemical imbalance in neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine. And when you take antidepressants that work directly with these neurotransmitters, oftentimes people will see an improvement in their depression. That's not up for debate. However, I saw an interesting point today that raised the question of, yes, the imbalance in the neurotransmitters can cause the depression symptoms, but what causes the imbalance in the neurotransmitters? And the answer, from what I could understand, often has something to do... Is this gonna be like a school class where you yell at us to behave? Yeah. Just switch your major, twin. I'm working on it. Actually, what causes depression is going live on YouTube. Yeah, that's like the third reason. I was getting to that. So the two major reasons that they talked about were exercise and social connection. And when you lack either one of these, really, and even worse if you lack both of them, that oftentimes can cause depression. A forced week of a sedentary lifestyle has been scientifically proven to cause symptoms of depression. And wearing Minecraft t-shirts. Whoa, let's not shit talk on the Minecraft t-shirts. Hey, what would you say about social life? Temporary fix. What's a temporary fix? Social life, very important. Co-regulation, very helpful for anxiety. Antidepressants do help with the depression, but it mutes out other emotions heavily. And of course, could be the medication I was on. Yeah, that's true. Everybody responds really differently to antidepressants. It works for some people, it doesn't work for other people. Certain medications work for some people, certain medications don't work for other people. It's really a case-by-case basis. That has major implications for the disabled who may struggle to exercise. That is very true, Jasmine. That is very true. Meds? Yeah, I agree, Leaf. Sometimes. It really depends. It really depends. What is depression, or what are the symptoms when you don't have a genuine social life? Not having a social life can contribute to depression. Or potentially, according to the book I read, could cause it. But yeah, Jasmine, I agree, because that raises the question of not only for people who are disabled, but also people who are so depressed that they lack the motivation to do those things, to be social. Humans weren't meant to bed rot and look at a screen all day. Very true, Thor. We are a social species and evolved to be so. Yep, and an active species. And currently, there are many people that are neither. What was I gonna say? So yeah, disabled people, Jasmine, and also people that are so deep in depression that they don't have that motivation. It's almost paradoxical. You're telling somebody that has a disorder that makes them unmotivated to be motivated to go out and exercise and meet people. It's such an unfortunate paradox. And so the question is then raised of how do you encourage somebody to adopt a healthier lifestyle to help their depression when doing so requires motivation that is taken away by depression. Kiwi, what are your thoughts on slowly spiraling when in a period of sadness? Slowly spiraling. Would that mean rumination? Would that mean isolation, rumination, spiraling thoughts you're talking about? That is something that I am no stranger to. What would I do if I was spiraling? What would I do if I was spiraling? I would leave my room. I would try and ground myself in the present. One of the best ways, it's a downward slope. I'm on meds about 5 months now. I'm going to the gym, but I have no social life at all, and it's like I'm stuck in a stage of permanent depressed humor. I get that, twin. I get that. Social connection, from what I understand, is extremely crucial, not just for depression, but for being happy as a human. We are designed to be social. Grounding is good. Nature for me is what helps. That's very true, Jasmine. That's very true. Extremely true. When I am spiraling, one thing that I find to be really helpful is to connect myself in the present moment. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to talk to somebody. I swear to God, maybe it's just me, but when I talk to somebody, and like I have to actually be engaging, if I'm passing by someone like, okay, and then I just move on and I don't put my mind into it, it doesn't really help that much. But if I sit down with someone and engage in a conversation, I'm pulled out of my thoughts. Suddenly I am present in the moment. I don't know if that's just me, but does having a mainly online social life count? I don't know. But I would guess that it is significantly better to have friends in real life. And I'm saying this as someone that doesn't speak to anyone in real life. I'm saying this as someone who, like, 90% of my social interaction comes from online. And I don't love it. It's not healthy. I would guess that physical proximity is also beneficial. Physical affection, hugging your friends, oxytocin, those are all good things. But yeah, for the slowly spiraling, I would just try and connect myself to the present, which sounds all abstract and weird, but what it really means is to just direct your focus from your thoughts to real, tangible things that are in front of you, rather than spiraling, because attention is a very powerful tool. When you're spiraling, you're paying attention to the bad thoughts that are going on in your head. So grounding yourself in the present, that term just means to direct your attention to things that are in front of you. My computer, the air conditioning, I can hear it, myself talking. My phone is in front of me. This is a pineapple. Like, acknowledging, I just heard a door close. Grounding yourself in the moment. That's why they have that exercise where you name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can feel, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. It's because it helps to ground you in the moment. We are a social species. It's a fake it till you make it kind of scenario. Fake it till you make it is something that I've been toying with, that idea, because optimism is objectively really healthy for your mind. And I feel like sometimes if I'm feeling terrible, but I just get out of bed anyway and fake it and go outside, go on a walk, do all that, it makes me feel better. Ooh, pineapple. Yeah. And if I fake it and just act like I'm feeling fine anyway, make myself breakfast, go on a walk, I feel better. And again, that is hard. That is hard. It's not easy to just, I'm feeling terrible, I'm gonna get up and make myself breakfast and go on a walk. It's not easy, but faking it in that sense, I have seen in my own experience, is very helpful. Yeah, spiraling thoughts? Oh, okay. I like to look my prey in the eyes when I hug them. What? Stares back at you blankly, hugs you non-blankly. Is this social connection? This might be social connection. What are your thoughts on feeling sad at the end of the day, but waking up like you weren't sad before, and that repeating? I would say that probably has something to do with just sleep. Sleep is healing. I feel bad at the end of the day sometimes, and then I wake up feeling fine. I always feel my most anxious at the end of the day, and then I wake up feeling fine. I think that has something to do with your circadian rhythm. I read about this, and then I kind of forgot the specifics, but there's also an occurrence of feeling the worst when you're supposed to be asleep. Also, in the morning, I know you said that you feel better in the morning, but in the morning, sometimes people will experience negativity right after waking up due to that cortisol spike. and it can cause stress. What time is it? It is 7:19 p.m. So yeah, feeling sad at the end of the day kind of sounds like what I struggle with. And why is that? That's a good question, because I've read that it's normal to feel worse during the hours when you're supposed to be sleeping. But what about like 4 hours before that? Because I start feeling bad well before I go to sleep. Did you have depression before? Yes. Ooh, pineapple. I put a sensory sticker on the back of my phone to trace the textured infinity loop to use cyclical breathing or for grounding. Cyclical breathing for grounding. That's awesome, Jasmine. That's actually such a good strat. There's nothing more admirable than taking steps for your mental health. Even the smallest step, because most people don't even do that. And improvement is all about small steps. Not trying to belittle that, not saying that's a small step, I just went on a mental tangent. Como te llamas? You look like a pigeon ran over by a car, then flung into a space, then fell back down. We're social people, Benui, wow. Low cortisol reference. Why does cortisol a meme now? I don't understand. I feel like most people who talk about cortisol don't know what it is. You actually synthesize and build up dopamine stores while you are asleep. Very interesting, Cisco. Very interesting. Is that so? That would make a lot of sense. So lower dopamine right before you sleep? That would make a ton of sense. Okay, goodbye. Tiredness has a huge factor. Usually my worst points of depression is a lack of sleep. Very true. So, if the Uma Musume, if what Cisco said is true, and you build up dopamine while you sleep, then that could play a role in the lack of sleep harming you, feeling worse at night. Also, sleep is incredibly crucial for depression, anxiety, like so much. Sleep is so incredibly crucial, it's insane. And so, what? I lost my train of thought. Really, for anything. Anytime I do research on a disorder, 90% of the time it's like, one of the best things you can do is get 8 hours of sleep a night. One of the best things you can do. It's so crucial. It's 3 a.m. Hello, I haven't checked when I feel bad, but I will check. Okay, Emo Ducker. Awesome, in the name of science. I have a question. Do you like a disorder is in remission when you eliminate all triggers? What, Static Void? Hi Kiwi, too busy to stay in chat, but I hope you're doing 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. Thank you, Hunt for the cunt. It's wonderful to see you, Twin. I hope you're doing 10 out of 10 as well. Bro, what is that dude's problem? I think that's what happens when... No, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. Damn, man, chill. But I hate sleeping. Me too, bro. Me too. Me too. Hi, Kiwi. Can't stay because I'm in the airport. I'm in the worst time zone. Are you referencing my time zone, perchance? Hello, Kasane Tedo. It's good to see you, Twin. I hope your travels are going well. Sleep is the #1 life hack, TBH. It literally is. It literally is. Sleep is one of the most crucial and beneficial and healthy things for you. It is crazy how much getting good sleep can help you and how much getting bad sleep can harm you. It's actually insane. Honestly, for me, sadness and self-reflection and all feelings just get dumped on me at like 10 to 11 p.m. every single day, and I don't know why. Have any idea, Uncle? Again, it is a case by case. Is there a certain thing that you do at that time? Are you alone at that time? Something that I like to do is look at my environment and see what the triggers are. So one thing I've noticed is being alone is bad for me. When I'm laying in bed at night, oftentimes I'll be anxious, and one of the things that I am experiencing is isolation. I'm laying in bed alone. There's nobody, I'm alone with my thoughts, and that's something that triggers anxiety for me. So I would just look at your triggers. Are you alone? What are you doing? Are you like on social media? Are you watching a movie? What are you doing? And then also there could be some chemical reason at play. Again, I'm not educated enough on the chemical side of it. Blah, blah, blah. Hearing this as I'm watching YouTube at 5 a.m. What time is it for you? Does it happen to be 7:24 in the worst time zones? Chat, what meds would y'all recommend for depression? I am unqualified to speak on that. Just landed in Seattle. Is that my time zone? Casanite Tedo, is that my time zone? What are your thoughts on sleeping enough but still being stuck in a bad sleep schedule? Going to bed when the sun is up. Alright, here comes the professional. Everybody step aside, here comes the professional. Because I go to sleep on average at 4:30 in the morning. It's terrible, I hate it. It's not good. It is objectively better to try and structure your sleep around, steps aside, around when the moon is up. Now that being said, there are early birds, there are night owls. People have different circadian rhythms. People naturally sleep at different times. There are people like me that have disorders. I have delayed sleep phase disorder, which makes me naturally want to sleep later. That being said, it's still better to maximize your time with the sun. Sun is crucial. Being chronically indoors, not getting sunlight, being asleep when the sun is up, being awake when the moon is out is not good for you. So I would say it's not black and white. You don't need to go to bed at 8 p.m. to be healthy. That's absurd. But follower goal, Matt. Thank you for the follow, Ben. Holy moly, 1.7k, that's a lot. Hello, Kiwi, are you depressed? Hello, Boldcart, I don't think I'm depressed. For example, if someone has BPD and they remove all triggers and they're feeling okay for a long time, does that mean they're in remission or just they have removed all triggers? I don't know, Static Void. I do not know the answer to that question. Casanite Tedo, thank you for unfollowing me and refollowing. I appreciate it. Glad you landed safely. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I would say discuss that with the doctor. Yeah, probably. Probably. Kiwi, can you say, I am a Kiwi and this is the Kiwi verse in epic and edgy voice with exaggeration? Is that good? Did I do it? I think YouTube chat is trying to invade the Twitch chat slowly. Potentially. God, I miss going to bed at 4 a.m., not gonna lie. I don't like it, to be honest. I feel the most productive keeping the shutters up just to block the sun. I didn't see your whole message, Leaf. I don't like going to bed late. I stop feeling good in the head at 11 p.m. Past 11 p.m., it's odd. It's really interesting. Please tell me if anybody else feels this way. Past 11 p.m., I don't feel overstimulated at all. I feel very calm for the most part. Everyone's asleep, the world is asleep, it's dark out, it's colder. I'm not overstimulated, but I feel so fuzzy and I can't get anything done. Sometimes I can sit down and force myself to work, but I just feel much less energetic, much less motivated. Invades Twitch chat. I feel much less motivated to do anything. Past 11 p.m., your brain is too tired to be anything but fuzzy. See, like, that's what I feel. That's what I feel. If sleep fixes everything, that is not true, then how is Ali a chud when he has the strictest sleep schedule in the world? Good question. That's a really good question, Casanetero. Also, to reply to you, Uncle, 10 to 11 p.m. is like my alone time after I'm done with the day. I sit in bed just looking around my room, not sure how to feel or what to do for the rest of my time awake. Most of the time, I just settle on staying awake for the whole night. So it sounds like, again, I'm not a professional, I'm not a therapist. It sounds like maybe isolation is contributing to that. Maybe you could identify an activity or a hobby that you could do during that time to avoid the spiraling. Potentially. Potentially. Understimulated. Yeah, I wouldn't say understimulated though, because I still listen to music and shit. But I just don't feel like everything's buzzing, there's people talking, there's people awake, the sun is out. But that being said, after 11 p.m. is usually when I get my first energy boost. I get that. It really depends on the day. Because sometimes I feel better. It really depends. On average though, I feel a healthy dose of motivation and energy during the day. And it also is exacerbated by the fact that I drink my coffee during the day. So I have the sun, I have my circadian rhythm peaking, and I have caffeine in my system. So I do feel the best during the day. So one day I am going to switch my sleep schedule. Again, I have delayed sleep phase disorder, so I think the earliest I would go to sleep is like 1 a.m. Maybe midnight. That's so early. So like maybe midnight if I was feeling really responsible and on top of things. As of right now, for reasons, I choose to go to sleep at 4 a.m. Nice, Tedo, nice. Nice. Kiwi, what do you do in life? School or work, or I'm a student, I also work. What if someone is isolated from everyone all day? Like me. That's not good, it's not healthy. What about having a social life but feeling invisible? That's a very real struggle, Racco. That's a very real struggle. I feel like I felt that way at some point. My memory is so ass. But I can't speak on it with authority because I don't feel that way now. I just don't have a social life. But I would say one thing that's very helpful is finding the right people. If you feel invisible, if people are ignoring you, if you're not clicking, maybe it's not the right people. One thing that I did learn, okay, so like maybe I have 2 friends as a result of this change, but I still feel better because of it. I used to mask all the time. I didn't know that I was autistic. I didn't know I had ADHD. I went undetected until I graduated high school. For the first 18 years of my life, nobody knew. I want to say 19 actually. Nobody knew that I had autism or ADHD. And I would mask like crazy to try and fit in. So, whoa, okay. When I try to read the chat and talk at the same time, I stop doing both. Like I do neither. All right. What was I talking about? Jesus Christ. In high school, middle school, I used to mask a ton. I would let my actual personality come out to play a little bit, but I could never be myself. And it only got worse into high school. I started getting more shy. At least in middle school, I was like the weird, quirky kid, so I could kind of be myself, but I was still masking. And by the end of high school, I was masking so much. I was masking so much. Hanging out with people felt like a chore. It was really uncomfortable. I felt awkward. I never knew what to say. Yeah, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. And then once I entered college, I realized I had autism and ADHD. I actually found out about the ADHD first and then the autism. And it clicked, and I realized I needed to stop masking. And the answer to my problem was not to try and appeal to the people that I was feeling awkward around, because there's nothing wrong with them. We don't click. Most of them were neurotypical. They had interests that were wildly different than me. We don't really bond well. Again, like, I was masking. They were not friends with me. They were friends with this persona, this character I was playing. Nothing wrong with them. But I just discovered I don't really have a good time with these people. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're not doing anything for me. They're not adding to my life, and I don't think I'm adding to theirs. I'm just awkward. I'm just awkward. It's probably a burden to talk to me. It's probably a little bit embarrassing. So I decided that instead of trying to change myself to appeal to these people, I would just seek out people that like me for who I am. Not in an egotistical way. Not like, I'm perfect, I don't have to change anything. Not at all. Just finding people that are more aligned with my personality. Again, not saying that I need people that are the exact same. However, with friends that I have met in my Discord server, with my boyfriend, for example, I feel so much more comfortable being myself. It's insane. I can fully unmask with my boyfriend, which is something that I've rarely ever done in my entire life. And even the friends that I do have, like the few people that I'm tight with in the server, I also can unmask with for the most part, to a degree that I have never before seen in my life. So I really think it's all about unmasking and putting yourself out there, and then letting the people that vibe with the real you come to you. There's 2 components to it: unmasking, being yourself, and then also putting yourself out there. Because sadly, very much unfortunately, just being yourself but staying inside all day isn't going to make friends. I know, I don't like it either. Now I will read the chat after 20 minutes of ignoring it. Whoop! Kiwi, what is it like being an accountant without an accounting degree? It's pretty fire. Would be pretty messed up feeling invisible and telling Kiwi she doesn't see the message. Oh gosh. Afternoon, when everyone is awake, I get so much interrupted by people, and when that happens, I can't get back to what I was doing. Very real. 12 to 3 a.m. is my alone time. Also very real, Static Void. Good morning, Allie. Greetings. How are you doing on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing? Be honest. Don't you mean good evening / good night? Kiwi has autism. Awe-inspiring. Thank you. Thank you, Int. Oh, thank you so much, Banui. Hey, W Banui, as always. W Banui. Hell yeah, Racco. Hell yeah. Aww. W Void, W Banui. Thank you so much, Twin. La la la. Kiwi, do you use self-made words? What does that mean? All my friends are neurodivergent. Me too, for the most part. Sort of. A lot more than before, I'll say. I feel so isolated in my life. After getting out of that mental hospital and having a bit of hope in my heart, I still ended up wandering, feeling aimless, feeling like I was simply a husk shambling around, trying its best just to live. To this day, I am still that husk, still stuck in its room no matter what form the room takes, still scratching at the walls in hopes of one day escaping. That's very real, Sokar. That is very real. That's very unfortunate. I wish I was more wise so that I could share some inspiring words. Because when I see such depressing situations, I can never understand that person, you know? I can picture myself being in that scenario, but how do I know that what works for me would work for somebody else, right? But Sokar, I hope that everything works out, twin. Was in the same boat at the age. I'd rather have 2 friends than 20-something friends. Very true, very true. I grew up knowing I had ADHD and autism. I don't know exactly what point I was diagnosed at, but before what I can remember, so I never really felt the need to mask. I wouldn't say jealous. I feel like both going undiagnosed and going diagnosed have their pros and cons, so I'm not going to say I'm jealous. What is ADHD and autism? ADHD is attentive... what the fuck? What is it? Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder, right? And then autism spectrum disorder. They are 2 mental disorders. Going outside and socializing, ew, right? Let's lighten the mood a bit. Congrats on 1.7k followers, Professor. Thank you, Banui. I appreciate it. Hydrate and Banui miss his friend Jace. Where is Jace? That's right. Somebody get Jace on here. Put her on the horn. I realized I have ADHD from a Jaden Animations video. Really? Hello, Amber. Greetings, twin. I heard about Jaden Animations and ADHD and autism, but I never looked into it. A lot of the time, I hate seeing ADHD and autism referenced in social media. Okay, wait, no, pause. That sounds bad. I like bringing awareness to it. I like the discussion about it, but especially on platforms like TikTok, I've seen the dumbest shit ever. Oh my god. I just saw a video of this girl saying, so apparently if you really like pink, that means you're autistic. And then she showed her room and it had a bunch of pink stuff. What the fuck are we saying, bro? If you really like pink, you're autistic. I feel like all it takes is critical thinking to debunk that. Because, like, why pink specifically? There's nothing linked to a certain color that would cause you to have autism. Maybe if you're really autistic about a certain color, like, I don't know if this woman is autistic, but you know the Dandelion Crayon girl? Having an obsession with some concept or idea like that, that's based around a color, that could be a symptom of autism, a high special interest in color. But just really liking pink does not make you autistic. And I saw that shit in a video. And it was phrased just... I was hate watching. I couldn't click off. It was like watching a car crash. Heard that if you really like pink, you're autistic. Like, bro, what are we saying? Do people actually lack critical thinking to this extent? Do we just go through social media believing literally everything and not even putting an ounce of thought into it? Like, not even a single neuron firing. What's going on? What's going on? Making friends is much easier in work and school than in public. That's very true, man. That's very true. Extremely true. She made a cool video about being ace as well. Autistic, ADHD, and ace? Wait, is this person me? Is liking pink and wearing some pink clothes as a boy means I am autistic? No, not in the slightest. Hi, Ali. Banui Ipi. Banui tired. That's my twin right there. Dude, I can breathe. I might be autistic. Yeah. Oh, another banger, another classic is if you walk on the tips of your toes, you're autistic. We're actually addressing...
Hey, how are you, Kiwi?
Thank you, Cheetos. I appreciate the 10 florp, twin. Hey, shout out Cheetos. Twin, I am doing good. I'm doing good, my twin. How are you? How are you doing on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing, be honest. Is this the, if I were a condom, what flavor would I be, girl? Yes, it is. Feinberg dick. Alright. Yeah, another banger is if you walk on the tips of your toes, you're autistic. You know, we could be spreading actual good information, like going through the DSM-5 and being like, if you do all these things, you might want to do some research. You might have autism. But no, we're just picking some random shit. Like, if you like the color pink.
I love the neuron activation you do every time you hear the sound.
I like that. I've noticed that I do that. Every time anything happens, a gifted or bits, I go... I wonder how long that's gonna last until I get desensitized to it. TikTok diagnosing is insane, right? Which is crazy for me to say because you always hear me glazing self-diagnosis and saying informed self-diagnosis is valid. And I think it's always better to honor people's self-diagnosis. Oh, thank you for the subscribe. What? Thank you for the sub, Lucifer. W Lucifer, thank you, twin. I appreciate it. Thank you for the prime. This is not an 18 plus stream. If you have autism, you might be autistic.
Keys jingling.
Keys jingling. Jingle jingle. The back rooms. Jingle jingle. See, it's a creeper. I don't have keys. Why pro jiggle peeking me? Jiggle peeking. Oh, the TikTok autism stuff is a brain melter. Truly.
Physically zooms in.
Whoa. Thank you for the 100 florp mist. I appreciate it, twin. Whoa. Thank you. You know what's crazy? I've been streaming for months now, and I'm still, every time I hear a sound, it's like, it hasn't changed. I wonder if this is ever gonna change. Girl, do you watch anime? No. Creeper. Oh man. Thank you, Lucifer. W Lucifer. All hail Lucifer, the streamer says. Can you say Goga Boga, please? Goga Boga. The streamer says as a whole... Wait, what? Where'd it go? Thank you, Lucifer. The streamer says as a hole opens on the ground below her. Oh my goodness.
Keep it this way, twin.
Alright, twin. Thank you for the florps. Hey, I'll keep it this way. I got you. I really need to stop walking on my toes, but like, what's wrong with it?
6, 7.
Alright, bro. Thank you, Void. Thank you for the 6, 7. I thought the text-to-speech said Pee-wee. Alright. Speaking of Pee-wee, I have to pee right now. Wait, why didn't it do the E? I thought I added the dev audio for the E, for the gifted something, rather. Damn, why is it not working?
Did you hear the Hunter x Hunter Arabic theme song?
I didn't. I forgot to look at that. I don't like how neurodivergence is portrayed in media, where it's like either they're a genius or a mental potato. So true! Thank you for the follow, Godfire. That is so true, Midnight. I wish an autistic person in media would be characterized like a normal person instead of a stereotype. So true! Oh my god. That's so true. Like Sheldon Cooper. Irreparable damage. Set us back 20 years. Brother, like, just because you're autistic does not mean you have an IQ of 250 and you are completely devoid of all empathy and you don't know how to interact at all. And like, Jesus Christ. If you do the dinosaur hands, you're autistic. Oh my god, bro, that's so stupid. Yeah, if you go like this at all, you're autistic. Brother. Okay. Wow, I'm behind on the chat. Oh my. Depression? I only know the big sad. Depression is a lie made up by big sad to make you more sad.
Bazinga.
Bazinga. Hey, I hate so many things about the Big Bang Theory, but I must admit it was kind of a banger. A banger? Got it? Thank you, Banui, for the gifted subs. Wait, my goat? And also thank you, Mist, for the florps. My goat? Question mark? And Cheetos. And Void. And Allie. Thank you, twins. How can I hold my hands up to become neurotypical? Please help. Yeah. Wait, if this means autism, does this mean neurotypical? Maybe we're onto something. Maybe this is the cure to autism. Autism has a slight chance to make you autistic if you have it. Really? Yay, it's the time where the chat gets weird. 676767. Please end stream to go pee. Okay. Do you like John von Neumann? What? What does that mean? Tunisian national anthem is the best Arab national anthem ever, but Libya is still the best country on earth. Really? Mubstar. I recall Dev telling me that the Tunisian national anthem is a banger. I do recall that. Big Bang Theory doesn't actually talk about autism very much. No, it doesn't, and that's part of the problem. Like, we all know what they're trying to portray. We all know that they're trying to portray an autistic man, but they don't actually address it and bring awareness. They just portray autism without actually addressing it, and then they also do it in the worst way possible. You forgot Dev, Uncle. W Dev, that's very true. I don't think it ever says that Sheldon is autistic. Yeah, but it's like, it's obvious. It's obvious. And the fact that they don't even talk about it at all is part of the problem. They could have dropped an absolute banger if they made that part of the plot and actually leaned into the fact that Sheldon is autistic. And they could also share some valuable information with people that are just watching TV that wouldn't otherwise know about autism. Like the uneducated people that wrote the script. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Benui. Why are you apologizing, twin? Don't let me catch you apologizing ever again. Are you autistic? Yes, Sheldon Cooper. W Benui. Aww. Thank you, twin. Kiwi, do you chew with both the left and right side of your mouth, or do you chew on one side? Probably both. I heard my name, but I'm half asleep. What happened? I said thank you. It's clearly a poor attempt to represent autism, but they never say it. Yeah, Retro, exactly. Exactly, I have a high functional autistic brother and he had a very hard time of getting through school. Also, neurodivergents do the T-Rex arms more commonly than the neurotypical. Potentially. I had a dentist once that after they found out I had autism, they would always play the Big Bang Theory. Oh, that's bad. Woke and cool voice. Hello, twin. Whoa, this abnormality dude is super cool, guys. Do you see that? Or a full comment. W Benui, thank you, twin. Thank you. Don't let me catch you saying sorry ever again. What are we doing? Don't worry, they will recognize Sheldon, autism, and old Sheldon, their next series. Young Sheldon, old Sheldon. Don't tell me that's actually a thing. You're joking, right? Why did my Steam just detect 6 GameCube controllers randomly? That was my bad, sorry, twin. What do you think of BoJack Horseman? I've never seen it. Best community, I swear. Benui, you're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. W Benui. Young Sheldon, middle Sheldon, old Sheldon. I'm ADHD, not ADHD. Yeah. Yep. It is common to have one and not the other. Not common, sorry. It is possible to have one and not the other. Isn't T-Rex arms gay? It is when I do it. Yeah, I know Young Sheldon is a real show. There is a new show, but it's about some side characters, so they're dragging it. So they're trying to get more money is what I'm hearing. Who should I draw fan art of? Dev. Definitely Dev. Godfire. Or me. That'd be really cool. That sounds all weird though. I hate when people ask to be drawn, and then I just did the same thing. Okay, I take it all back. I feel cringe now. You should draw Dev. She meant old Sheldon. Yeah. Don't worry, the prequel series pre-Sheldon will feature a Sheldonless world. Oh. I am not a goat, I am Benui. Alright, Benui. Girl, I had to hop on Twitch. Please cure my depression and react to the Hunter x Hunter Arabic banger. Not now, not on stream. Because I'm pretty sure copyright is at play there. Who is Dev? Look at camera. Dev is my boyfriend. If you're 18 and you're in the Discord server, those two should, either they're both true or they're both untrue, then he's one of the stickers. His name is Dev. I have you on as background noise as I reset the escape room I work at. Whoa, that's awesome. You work at an escape room? That's one of the jobs that I looked into getting. It's a little too social for me, but it seemed fun. That's actually so cool. I love escape rooms. Holy fun fact. Anyone else done an escape room before? I did one where they had a zombie actor like come at you if you didn't work fast enough. That was so scary. Kiwi's femboy puppy girl cat girl girlfriend. That is correct. W emojis emo. Stop perceiving me. Stop that. This is a first message. And the quadruple will be the post Sheldon and will also feature a Sheldonless world. Well, don't forget and also react to Black Cat Arabic song. It is so good. I mean, all space tune Arabic songs are bangers. All right, just a boif. I'm not in the Discord server for I'm only 14. What has gone awry? Oh, I did the same escape room, but our zombie was pretty chill. Pretty chill. To be fair, it wasn't actually that scary. Literally just a guy walking toward us really slowly, but I get scared really easily. Did an escape room once, still haven't escaped. Someone please help me, my address is... That'd be so fire. Oh my god. Imagine an escape room where you actually have to escape, and if you don't make it out, you're just stuck. A couple of them are horror-based. Oh, hello, Scarlet. A couple of them horror-based. Thank you for the follow, the Stambell. I appreciate it. Yeah, I played Zero Escape 999. Good stuff. Good morning. I'm gonna sleep now, I guess. Good night, Friendly Leaf. Hello, Scarlet. Good morning to Nob. I probably mispronounced that. Thank you for the follow, just a boy. An escape room visual novel game with an amazing storyline. Here comes the walking advertisement. Yo, Kira, can you tell us about Final Fantasy XIV? Could you do that? Hello, the Stambell. Greetings, twin. How are you doing today on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing. Be honest. There's a pretty good one on Netflix following that idea. I'm pretty sure it's just called Escape Room and all of them die. Okay. Oh, you got a Kibby emote? How'd you do that? Kibby! Kibby! You want to see a Kibby? This is a Kibby. And also this. And also this. And also this. And also... Oh my gosh, sometimes... No way, E-Chords is here? Wait, my goat is back. E-Chords, how are you doing today, twin? Sometimes I remember that Twitch has cosmetic upgrades and I just get so excited. Look at that massive 53. Oh my gosh, Holy Aura missed. Holy Aura. W missed. What was I gonna do? There's like other things that you can do on Twitch. Whoa, E-Chords. The escape room movie is pretty good. Interesting. If any of you have ever listened to a word that I've said, you'll know that I don't really like movies. Does the Discord require age verification? No. So, Anomalo, you can join and not verify and just talk. You do have to be 18, but we recognize that it's unfair to require an ID in order to talk. W Void, Holy Aura, oh, and it's the dev pet. So yeah, you can join without verifying as long as you're 18. You can still join. If you want access to the confirmed 18 plus space, then you have to verify. Good you, I am doing lovely, E-Chords. I am doing lovely. Rather lovely. What can I do? Live activity, combo animations, shield mode, emotes only chat, subscribers only chat, chat appearance, chat highlights, raids, review recent raids, review requests, review unbanned requests? Where? Whoa! Quests? Where? Whoa! Quests? Where? Whoa! Quests? Where? Whoa! Where? Whoa! Where? What? Did it stop? Did you hear that? Oh, that was so scary! Oh! I clicked on look at my unban requests because it tickled my funny bone, and suddenly I was watching my own stream and it looked like I was sitting down in a cockpit. It was like the mainframe. Oh my gosh! Wait, now I can see both chats. Now I can see Scarlet and Moo I'm a Bunny, but I can also see Twit. Whoa! Whoa. Oh no, Kiwi squared. Now I can see both the chats at once. Whoa. Bro used golden experience requiet. What? Hello, YouTube. That was so terrifying. All I wanted to do is see who was trying to get unbanned. There's 2 of them now? What? Can you still hear it? Can you, oh? Can you still? Enter chat message. I don't know what happened, but suddenly I can't timeout or ban anyone. So that's a little scary. Is it still working? We can't hear it anymore. Okay, that's good, that's good. Hi Twitch. Hi Scarlet. See, the problem is, oh dang, I see your message here before I even see it here. This is terrifying. How do I get it back? I don't like change. YouTube chat versus Twitch chat. Hello random people, I just came to say that Twitch chat is better. Type shit. Type shit. Oh yeah, Kiwi is a fish. 6-7. Okay. Goodbye, Sir Ring. I am going to call it a day here, and also try and fix whatever just happened with my chat. 53 equals fish. Very true. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate your presence here. Have a wonderful day or night. I am going to sleep. It's getting light out. Damn. Sleep well. Bomb incoming. What? Hide? What? What do you mean? What? YouTube chat is better. Finally, another hour of desperation over. Retired Banui's raiding with the party of one. No way. Hello, Banui. Greetings. The bomb. Kiwi watch Ifia Oil Song. I think I've actually seen that. I think I got that in my recommended and I watched it. Like, by myself. My own free will. Thank you for existing, Kiwi. Thank you for existing. Ahmed? Thank you, Twin. I'll take. YouTube chat is not better. Yeah, Twitch chat is like objectively better. I don't know why. It's really odd. Like, how are there different breeds of people on YouTube than Twitch? I don't get it. But for some reason we get way more bots on Twitch. I mean, YouTube. Way more bots. And way more weird people. Like, you know the classic, what's that thing in your nose? What's that bull ring that you're wearing? Those always come from YouTube. Most of the time. Most of the time. I'm LARPing. Alright. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful night. Or day. Alright, take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Mwah! Bye! Is she finally gone? Okay.